My water is at a simmer, so I'm going to go ahead and put my chocolate on top. I want to make sure that I am constantly stirring and moving this chocolate around because I don't want any to scorch on the bottom. However, with my water, you saw before I put this bowl on, you can see that it is not close to reaching the bowl, and that's really important. If I have water that's boiling and hitting the bowl, I could possibly burn or scorch the chocolate. So I want to make sure that temperature is definitely below. Your bowl can get kind of hot because of the steam, so mine's getting a little hard to handle. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a pot holder that I have nearby so that I can still hold on to my bowl without getting burned by the bowl itself or by the steam coming up. I also want to make sure that my bowl is nice and wide, fully covering the steam because I don't want any moisture getting into this chocolate. If I have any water, any moisture at all, I'm going to have my chocolate seize up. So it's really important that I'm not letting that happen. I am working with white chocolate, so I just need my chocolate to reach 110 to 115 degrees, and I'm ready to move on to the next step. The next phase is cooling down the chocolate, and you have to get it to 78 to 82 degrees when you're working with white chocolate. So I'm going to put half of my reserve chocolate in and start stirring this in to try to cool that down. I don't want to put all of my chocolate in, otherwise there's a possibility that it won't all melt because I drastically change the temperature so much. So again, a third of my chocolate was reserved and set aside that I'm now working in. And that's not ingredient measurements, that's just proportions. So if I'm working in cups, I'd have 2/3 a cup of chocolate and a third a cup reserved. If I'm working in pounds, I'd use 2/3 a pound of chocolate, and then I'd save my other remaining third of the pound off to the side. So you can make it work with whatever amount you think is best. I'm going to go ahead and put in that other half now that I can see I have all my chocolate melted and start working with that. This is definitely the longest stage, so you just have to be patient as you get the chocolate to that temperature you need. Also be aware that if your kitchen is too hot, it's going to be really hard to get that chocolate down to the temperature you need. Ideally, when we work with chocolate, we want our kitchens to be 65 or even 60 to 75 degrees max. If you're working in a kitchen that's, 80 degrees or higher, it's going to be almost impossible to cool that chocolate down to temperatures you need, as the room itself is higher than the temperatures that you want. So keep that in mind. If you're working during the summer in a kitchen with no air conditioning, this might not be the best project to try to attempt. And I'm just going to keep working with this chocolate until I have it at the correct temperature that I need it. Because right now, after checking my temperature, it's still way too hot, which is good because I still have chocolate that actually needs to melt in. So I wanted to make sure that I was still going to be okay with the chocolate pieces that are still remaining in the bowl on me. Checking my chocolate temperature, below 82, so I'm good to move on to my next step. The last stage, reheating, and I just need to get it to 84 to 86 degrees, so I don't have very much to go considering where I am. This is a good stage to have someone else help you look at the temperature while you're doing this so you don't go too high. Once I'm done with this stage, I'm good to make my chocolate decorations, but I want to pull it off immediately as it reaches 86. Otherwise, I will have to restart.